Hey, welcome to the channel. I'm Joe, and in this week I'm showing you free camping at Upper Hillsborough Tract. And a quick look at the map to see where it's located. It is just outside of Tampa, Florida. All right, so when you come to these water management places, they always have a gate and a lock, or at least most of them do. It's always going to be the blue lock, which is for recreation. You put your code in, open it, and you open the gate, and then you lock it after you come back in. All right, leading into the park from the gated lock, I'm going to show you the entire distance of the road in so you can determine if it's going to be suitable for you to bring your rig down this road to this campground. Just a short drive in. You'll see a sign right here pointing with the arrow saying Primitive Campground. Then you'll know you have reached the campground. And you can tell right away that it's leaning towards being a little bit overgrown. Alright, so you can see this is the loop that goes around the Primitive Campground, and these are some of the sites. You see there's some tire tracks kind of beaten away to where you can back in, pull your rig into. But as you can see, there's no fire rings, no picnic tables, no nothing. So you are really primitive camping here. So just kind of pick your spot. There's no designated area, no campsite numbers. You just find a spot and pull in and set up camp. What's nice is it has a lot of shade, a lot of canopy oaks. So if you are a very tall rig, you might want to come down here and scope this out first before you come in to determine if your rig is going to make it in here or not. I know for a fact that my rig will not make it from some of these branches. Our rig is 13 foot 3 inches tall, and these branches are too low for me. And I would say for anybody with a rig, that I would say your max is probably going to be about 11 feet, maybe 12, be pushing 12 to get up underneath some of the branches. You might be able to do some tricky maneuvering to get around some of these trees. But here's another couple campsite spots you could choose from, up against the woods. A lot of shade, folks. And then if you need some semi-sun, there's spots right here for your solar power. And speaking of power, you know, there's no electric, no water, there's no dump station, there's no trash cans. So the rule is whatever you bring in, you have to pack it out and take it with you. There is, let's go over here, I'll show you. There is a porta potty. No showers here, folks. All right, there is one campsite that seems to have a picnic table, a couple fire rings. I don't know why they're so close to each other. Someone's probably moved them all together, but this is probably what's left out of these things. See, that one's all smashed up. And you got this one over here. Check it out, because it looks like it used to have a grate for cooking on it, but it's no longer there. And it too is a little bit beat up. So I have a feeling as these things fall apart, they're not replacing them. So very nice. As you can see in the distance, there is some homes nearby. So this campground is right on the edge of a residential neighborhood. And then a downside is on the other side of this campground, there is a railroad track. The railroad track is live. Trains do come through a couple times a day, and they do come throughout the night, so be prepared for that. I'll go show you the track and show you how close it is to one of the campsites, because it is pretty darn close. Alright, so from 50 feet away you have the CSX railroad track right here, and there's a little barbed wire fence that's separating the property from the track itself. Alright, just look at those canoping trees and creating all this shade. What a beautiful little campground, a little hideaway spot for free camping. Generator use is allowed here. It goes from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and whatever type of generator you wish to use, whether it's gas, diesel, propane, doesn't matter. There's no restriction. Let's go walk over this way and check out some other possible campsites. I think I see another set of picnic table and fire ring. So again, here's that main little loop road that we walked in on. Just crossing over. Yep, we have another picnic table. We have a fire ring, and this one has a cooking grate on it. Let's see if it's intact. Well, kinda. If you really need to cook something on there, it's usable. But once again, like I said, you're kind of close to the neighboring residential neighborhood. But it's very quiet out here. I'm surprised actually to see there's nobody here. All right. So anyway, we're not camping here because our rig is 41 feet long. We're too tall because of the low-lying branches, and then maneuvering a rig that big would be very, very challenging. So my recommendation is nothing taller than 12 feet tall, and probably nothing longer than 32 feet would be the max to come and camp at this park. But if you are a tent, hammock, car, van, pop-up, small trailer, Class C, Class A, as long as it stays under 32 feet and under 11 feet tall, this park would be good for you to stay here. It's very quiet. Not much going on here. I mean, they're not a state park. They're not an RV resort. It's just a place to come and camp and relax. Now, back out to the main road here. This is where we came in. Now you can follow that trail, which is like a service road for the forestry and police and all that stuff from rangers. That does lead down to the water because this is a water management property, so they do water preservation. So if you follow that all the way down, you'll find some area where you could do some fishing and possibly some kayaking if you care to bring your kayak. So all right, so that's gonna wrap it up for this park. I just wanted to share it with you, even though I can't camp it, but it's a possibility for those of you that want to get out, jump in your Jeep, you know, with your rooftop tents, head on out here, make a weekend of it. All right, so a quick look at the kiosk center, and you can see the red star. This is where we came in. You follow it in a little bit, and where it says P, that's actually the campground itself. And then you have this whole series of hiking trails, and you can see this is the campground, or the water management property itself. And you can see some of it just kind of pokes into Polk County and a little bit into Hillsborough, but most of it's here in Pasco County. There is a primitive campground, but it's set back way in, and that means you got to backpack in there. But I'm not gonna film that. That'd be up to you. But as far as the one where you can do the one I just showed you around, you probably have about 10-15 campsites at the max, but you never know. You never know how many campsites there is. You just make a reservation, you ask for availability, and then they tell you yes or no. And then once the campground is full, then it'll just say, sorry, reservations are not available. So you just don't know. I mean, realistically, there could only be 6 in there, but people have beaten down a path where it looks like 15 could be in there. Who knows? So anyway, if you're interested in making a reservation, check out my episode number 2. I show you step by step how to make a reservation. And or if you're interested in some other places of camping for free here in Florida. Ooh, that traffic makes some noise. If you're interested in making some other reservations or checking out some other places of free camping, go into our channel, check out the playlist for free camping. Subscribe, because I'm always adding more. Alright, we really hope that this video was helpful and you may book some free camping for yourself. You should consider subscribing to our channel, and you never know, we may be guilty of adding to your bucket list. And as always, thanks for watching. 2 for the road.